Around 2 years ago, I stepped into the one and only party I ever visited. And quickly picture this. A room, a garage, filled with 12 plus zombies. Literal zombies, brain dead people who couldn't even understand or fathom why they woke up the next morning. Why? Because there were zoots, there were bongs, there were alcohol, there was anything you could think of at this disgusting degenerate event. And obviously, this party, I wouldn't be talking about it right now if I really enjoyed it. I'd probably still be in the partying phase. It's the biggest mistake I made in my life, I'd go as far as to say. But let me paint the picture. My friend, I was supposed to be staying at his house on a Friday evening. And instead what happened is he ended up wanting to go see his to-be girlfriend. And I ended up going along with him to this place. Because his girlfriend was going to be there, right? His girlfriend that was going to get. But man, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the garage genuinely still makes me cringe to this moment. Oh my lord, man. I just remember the disgusting smell of weed. You wonder why it's called weed? Because it smells like weed and something else. I don't know. It smells disgusting, it's potent, it's heinous, and it genuinely is so toxic. It smells horrible. Anybody who can sit there and appreciate the smell of weed, you're built different, man. I don't know what to tell you, because it's genuinely disgusting and mind-altering. But that's not all. We're going into this party, and I was sitting in the corner of this garage so I could be as far away from the action as possible. Envision where I'm recording right now as a garage. This is literally the corner. I'll just be sitting in the corner doing nothing, and everybody else was all scattered around, passing around the bongs and stuff, enjoying themselves, because they're used to parties and that's what they do. That's who they are. But sitting in that corner, I had a bottle of a concoction that I could not name to you, because the ladies cooked it up. They didn't give it to me, I sort of just took it because they all had their own weed thing. I thought, oh, I'm going to try to fit in. I'm going to try this alcohol. And from what I was told to believe, it was a mix of Fanta, which is already bad enough for you, and then pink gin, vodka, and maybe one other thing. No clue what it is. Bearing in mind, we are young. We're still teenagers, we're not even 18 yet. Let's just put it that way. And they're doing all this crap in their garage. And you see, this is the moment when I was sitting in the corner, drinking, sipping this thing, like cope, I guess, where I realised, oh crap, maybe this isn't for me. I had that oh shit moment, if I put it that way. I don't like to swear, but that's how I'm going to put it. I had that oh moment, where I realised, amidst all of the chaos, well, brain dead chaos, right? All of the laughing about nothing, hysterical laughing about what's behind me, which I can't see anything because it's that dark. All of this laughing about crazy things. And I realised, this is not what I'm built to do. This is not something that aligns with my soul. And obviously, now, 2 years later, I'm sitting in this park, this beautiful park, at around 7 p.m. at night in Britain. There's a little bit of wildlife in the background, there's nothing you can do about that, but it's peaceful, it's quiet. And it's just interesting to note that if this was a Friday night, perhaps they would be sitting at the park with a suit, sitting in their garage again, doing the party stuff. I overcame parties before it even started as a trend in my mind, just like vapes. Bro, I tried to hop on the trend, and it just didn't work at all. Because it didn't align with my soul. And this is the most important thing. You are the most powerful person on the planet if you have the advantage that I have, which is these parties, these drugs, these alcohol drinking, and these vapes do not align with your soul. They're not something that actually makes sense to you. This is the greatest advantage. This is the greatest gift you could ever ask for. And I'm not saying you will never go to parties, but what I will say is parties are the epitome of failure, which is something I learned from the party itself. The amount of degeneracy, the stuff that still makes me cringe to this day. I can't smell weed and not react. That's how disgusting it was. This like cracky, infested bacterialized area, and I just could not deal with it, man. I couldn't. I'll be real. I couldn't deal with it. That's not something that I'm built for. Instead, now I found my purpose. I found something that helps me to stay ambitious, something that helps me to stay driven and purposeful on this planet. Parties are like a black hole. They absorb your time. They absorb your energy, your focus, your ambition, your drive. The list could go on and on and on forever. They're the worst thing you could possibly do at a young age especially, because you're in your developing years and you're allowing harmful drugs to alter your system, alter your hormones. You're not going to sleep. Negative testosterone, wave goodbye to that one for the night. What are you doing? It just doesn't make sense. So here's the main point. Parties are literally killing your potential. Because like I said, they're like a black hole. They're probably taking away your arm. If you're letting them take away your arm. If you want to look at it like that, right? But they're killing you. Not physically killing you. But inside, they're probably flushing away all of the good things for negative things. And you're just going with the flow. You're just going with it. Like one of those chill surfer dudes you despise. Really? Really, man? That's not who you are. I know deep down that's not who you are. 2 years later from that party, look where I am now. I'm not in that garage. I'm not around drugs or vapes or anything. And if you look again in a year, I'll probably be twice as far as I am right now. And it's such a beautiful thing that life can ramp up like this. And I'm telling you, if you genuinely focus hard enough over the next 6 months to a year, you can go from this party-driven nerd, this disgusting, degenerate gremlin, into someone so powerful and important that you might be able to change the world. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but you'd be very surprised. You would be extremely surprised what happens instead of putting all of your effort into this thing that literally saps your energy away, into this demonic ritual that takes away everything you ever loved and owned, into something fantastic. You could be so much further than you are right now. If you're above the age of 18, you could finally stop living with your parents. You could buy the entire house that they're doing the drugs in. You could buy the garage and you could lease it to a homeless person, man. That's the level you could be at. All you have to do is stop this degenerate crap. Crack down and focus for the next, 6 months to a year. And if that's too difficult for you, maybe parties is all you're built for, mate. Maybe that's where your soul aligns, and maybe that's just what you're built to do. But for me, it made me cringe, and it still makes me cringe to this day. It makes me feel disgusting that I even went to that place. But clearly it was needed, as first off, it's a story for me to tell, a lesson for me to preach, and second off, it's a lesson for me to learn in the first place. Even if I don't become a personal brand person, it's a lesson for me to learn from and understand. I made this mistake. I went wrong going to this party. But why did I go wrong? Because I was surrounded by degeneracy that just wasn't where my soul is. The garage, a horrible memory in my mind. Something that I'm going to have to live with. At the front, the back, everywhere in my head for my entire life. An experience, like I said, a story to tell. But something I wish not to experience again. Something that genuinely doesn't align with me. And if you, as well, would like to evade garage drugs and other crap, garage parties, I guess you could call it, zombies, you want to stay healthy, you want to stay in a good position, then below I have a Discord server linked for every single person like me, like you, like-minded, who's going to be able to help you, nurture you, and make sure you're on the right path and not going to these dumb parties anymore. And if you check the description, I might actually have something else as well. So ladies and gentlemen, I greatly appreciate you for watching the whole video. I hope it looks better than yesterday's. I really do apologise about that. I've genuinely tried my greatest. Sorry about the background noise. If you really enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate any sort of feedback or thumbs up. It actually does make a big difference. You don't understand, sometimes it genuinely makes a huge difference. The YouTube algorithm actually is like, oh, okay, maybe it was a decent video then. And it'll start pushing out to more and more people. And it means my message will get spread further. And this message I have today is one of the most well-spoken messages, one of the best planned messages I've ever had. And it'll only continue to get better. And like I said, if you check the description, there might be one more thing, but I'm not 100% certain yet. I'll certainly announce it when it comes out. But until that moment, May God bless each and every single one of you. Stay strong out there, and we'll see you all tomorrow.